Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Sunday Spoon. My name is Samira, and for those who don't know yet, this channel is created for me to improve my cooking skills and to learn some English because I'm shy to talk to people. So I'm gonna talk to you and teach you some recipes that I know and that I practice. I'm not perfect, but I will teach you and we'll learn together. Today I'm making Dagestani Chudu, specifically Dargin-style Chudu with meat and potatoes inside as a filling. This is not fast food, okay? This is not a comfort food in American sense. This is the kind of food that exists because people needed something filling, warm and shared. So I'm sharing this recipe with you. I wanted to film this video to not just show you how this dish is made, but also because the food like this carries memory, and I also want to share the memory too, not just the recipe. It carries family dinners, arguments in kitchen, and school years. While we cook, I'll talk a little what this dish means to me and how my food relationship changed after living in different places and now living in the USA. I always cook this dish by eye because we cooked with my mom a lot, so I kind of remember what to do. So there is a more detailed recipe in the description of this video that includes all the exact quantities of everything that we need. This dough is really simple to make and it's cheap to make, so all we need is all-purpose flour, some yeast. So the yeast can work, we need some warm water, or you can also add kefir, but we will add warm water in this recipe. Also we need salt and sugar and some oil, vegetable oil, vegetable oil. In the big bowl where I already have flour, we add all the dry ingredients, so it's salt, sugar and yeast. Again, so the yeast can work, we add now warm water and mix it a little bit. I have to take off my ring and we just mix it. I will add more water. You need to add as much water as you need to make this dough elastic and soft. Now when the dough is not completely mixed but also is not so sticky as it was in the beginning, I'll add some oil and just mix it again. The dough is done. This is how it looks like, just a regular dough. But now we have to let it rest for magic to happen. I hope it will happen. Use something like a plastic bag to cover this dough. And now use a blanket to cover this so it will keep the warm inside. And just let it rest for 1 hour. And while the dough is resting in a warm place, we can prepare the filling. And for the filling, I have ground meat, 4 potatoes, and 1 onion. Also, it's not mandatory, but I will add some greens. You can add them too. Some salt and spices to your taste, but the spices should not be too loud. They don't scream, they just exist and add this flavor. Don't overdo it. First step is the onion. Leave it clean, but don't cook it, just slice it into small pieces. Growing up, onions were everywhere. In soups, pies, sauces. In Russian cafeterias, the smell of the onion could only mean 2 things. It's either the best lunch you ever had or the worst thing that can possibly happen. I'm about to cry because of this onion, but school food in Russia was very functional. It wasn't trying to impress you. It was like, here's your food, you have to eat it because you would not be able to function and your brain would not work. That's it. It doesn't mean that it wasn't delicious. Sometimes it was better than in American schools, and probably most of the times it was better. But I don't know, just how I felt. What are your thoughts? It's just in US, there's more options and you actually can choose what you want to eat for lunch. But also, it's kind of the same thing every day. Like in my school, in my high school, I'm in 11th grade. In my high school, every Monday we have pizza, just sauce, and cheese pizza. That's it. I would like to able to choose something else except the pizza, but I guess I don't have an option. It's just not healthy. It's only fast food, only pizza, burger, sometimes salads, but even they have weird toppings in them. So I guess for schools, it's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business, is it? I murdered the onions and I have no grief over them because I didn't even cry. So now it's time for the potatoes. And I feel like right now I'm about to cry. And the first thing we need to do with potatoes is to peel them, of course. And this is the most boring part, I hate it. But it'll be quick because it's only 4 potatoes. You can add more if you want. The filling is up to you. You can make it vegan, you can make it with just greens, you can make it just with potatoes. There's a lot of different fillings, but this filling is what we in my family eat the most. It's just our favorite. I'm gonna challenge myself and do the longest peel possible. And just slice the potatoes. You have to slice the potatoes as thin as you can possibly do. That's how I slice them. See, they're like chips, but uncooked ones. And it's important to slice them thinly. They need to cook evenly inside the dough. The potatoes are cutted, and now I can cut the greens. Fresh cutted greens always smell so good. And now when we have all the ingredients, we can finally mix it all together. Add onions and potatoes to the ground meat. Add greens. Add salt and spices that you chose. Look how beautiful it looks, and mix it. Dagestani food is not about individual portions, it's made to share, just like this chudu that we're making. And when I think about American food culture, a lot of it feels too individualized. And don't get me wrong, it's not a bad thing, but it's always your plate, your order. But Dagestani food doesn't ask what you want, it asks who you want to eat this with, who you want to share this with. And yes, there's a lot of options how you can make this chudu, how you can make anything from Dagestani food culture, but it's meant to share and it's meant to share. And of course, there's a lot of food options you can choose from. It's not the only recipe of chudu that exists. Sometimes the dish is too good that you don't want to share with anyone, and that's okay too. So here's the option that you can make instead of chudu if you want to eat this by yourself. It's samsa, and I cooked it before, and I have a recipe and I have a video of it, so you can check it out here or here. Where is it? The hint will be shown, and you can watch this video after you watch this one because the chudu is really good. And our filling is done. Look at how fluffy it looks. From this dough you can cook 2 chudus, so divide it in half. Put one of them away and don't forget to cover it with blanket. And now we divide this dough, but not into equal parts, and instead we take the scale, and one of the parts should weigh about 140 grams. And the second one should be a little bit bigger, 200 grams, but I think it will be even more than that. Let's check. This is 226 grams, which is okay. And I'm gonna put this dough back here. So I guess you can make more than 2 chudus. And now roll the dough. Dough like this is really forgiving, but you have to be patient. Moving between cultures feels similar. Sometimes you stretch yourself a little bit, sometimes too thin, sometimes uneven, and you just hope you don't tear apart in the process. Now use a parchment paper. So our dough won't stick to the baking sheet. And place your dough on the baking tray. The filling goes onto the larger circle, leaving space at the edges. The smaller circle goes on top, and the edges are sealed with a braid. Like this. I cut a small hole in the center of the chudu to let steam escape, but it only has to be done with the front part of our chudu. Just don't cut it like this. Brush this mini chudu with the yolk. Bake it at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit in the oven for about 15 to 12 minutes, but it depends. Just take it out as soon as it's ready. Once it's golden, I take it out and brush it with the butter while it's still hot. This is not optional. Chudu is not dramatic food. It doesn't try to impress strangers, but it remembers who you are. If you live between cultures or grown up feeling split between places, cooking something like this can feel really calm and grounding. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you stayed until the end, write a comment below. Just tell me your opinion. How do you feel about this dish? What do you like from your traditional meals? And tell me what food I should make next. Maybe something from your culture. Don't forget to like this video if you actually liked it, and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this. I'm still growing, improving, and trying to make videos as interesting as I possibly could. It's not always so interesting, but at least I hope I share some useful information. So thank you so much for 85 subscribers. Again, thank you so much for watching, for staying with me, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye!